Good morning, good morning, good morning. This your main man, KC for L King Sell for Life Wrestling Takes. Here to talk about freaking All Elite Wrestling, AEW Dynamite, the fallout of freaking Revolution. My goodness, Tony Khan woke the heck up and said, I got y'all. Y'all fools been complaining. Y'all fools been talking about, hey, you don't have no story. Hey, you don't know how to follow up. Hey, you don't know how. Let me tell you something. The boy actually did his homework. Tony Khan did his freaking homework last night. If you hate on yesterday's episode, you just don't like AEW. That's the bottom line. You know I come on here and I destroy Tony Khan if he give his bull jive episodes left and right. You know I do. Last night wasn't a bull jive episode. He wasn't bull jiving around last night. And I think this new concept with him having a pay-per-view coming up, I guess he said, you know what, I got to book. I got to learn how to book. I got to learn how to tell some freaking stories. I got to learn how to, the reason why I'm having these doggone matches, they got to have clarity. What's the point of wrestler A versus wrestler B? Why is they going out here? What is this for? What is that? We got so much freaking clarity. First of all, man, ain't nowhere in the world. I knew that he was coming. I knew he was gonna pull up on yesterday's episode, but ain't nowhere in the world I seen that boy turn the heel. That doubt. Nowhere in the world I was thinking about Okada coming out of nowhere and just of all people, straight dropping Eddie Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, we was sitting up here talking about Eddie Kingston possibly holding on to that Triple Crown Championship till freaking World's End when they have the Continental Classic again, part 2. Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you just found your next Triple Crown champion. Eddie Kingston versus Okada. The match is on. Get ready for it. It's going down. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 potential matches to happen at Dynasty going down. We got Swerve, Samoa Joe. That's one. That's more than likely going to be a main event. We got Okada versus Eddie Kingston for the Triple Crown Championship. That's 2. We got, what's the other matchup that could possibly, Bryan and Real Osprey. Listen, man, Tony Khan has said, I got you. Look, TK, let me tell you something. You did a fantastic job. Now, let's keep it going. Because we know how TK do. TK will drop a hot episode. Everybody will be on, look, majority of us that love AEW, the ones that's smart, the ones that's going to tell the bold-faced truth about AEW. We'll come out and we'll say, man, fantastic episode. And then the very next week, TK start doing some bull jive that just don't. I'm like, no. Consistent booking. Consistently. Stay freaking consistent. Keep cats wanting more. Watching that episode, listen, I was intrigued in the majority of the episode. I might have looked at my phone maybe twice throughout that whole 2 hours. Because I think they went over just a couple minutes. I say that's what you want to do. Keep that going. And then we got Mercedes pulling up next week for the women. Ladies and gentlemen, keep things going. It's about the continuation. That is it. Keeping cats intrigued. That's all we ask. Look. You're going to get great, and boy, did we get great wrestling. Let me tell you something. I've said this before. Kyle Fletcher, I didn't see it in him. I didn't. Will Osprey brought the best out there. That's the best Kyle Fletcher match I've ever seen in my life. That is the best Kyle Fletcher match I've seen in my freaking life. Will Osprey he just know how to bring the best out of folk. That's just how good that man is. He brought his homeboy to one of the best matches he's ever had in his life. I was like, dog, man. I said, this is crazy. I was like, man, man, look. Let me tell you something. DK find a way to keep this storytelling going. Oh my goodness. You talk about AEW being back on the map. Boy, listen. Let me go ahead and get into this episode. All right, so we open up live from Atlanta, Georgia. Whose house? Swerve's house. Swerve comes out, looks kind of disgruntled, and he's addressing the fans about a certain situation that took place at Revolution. Yes, my man King Mike did say he came up small. Yes, he did. He sure did come up small. We knew he was gonna come up small. He came up small, and he said, I was right there. I had the championship in my hands. Now, I did get pinned, but I did come up short. And all these people, and then he said, I guess it's bad karma because of some terrible things I've done. And he's right. He's actually admitting the wrongs that he's done. He's done some messed up things. I mean, you broke into Hangman's house. You basically put a shirt in. Now, you didn't harm his kid, but you put a shirt by him. I mean, just all kind of jacked up stuff. You know, messed up, you know. But like I say, the more he was going in, and I'll be 100% with you. Swerve is a good promo. He's a good promo. But I think this might have been Swerve's best promo yet. Everything he said had a reason. He explained everything, why he feels the way he does. Yes, he feel like he let the fans down. And he said it himself. He said, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to be in this position. Maybe I'm not supposed to quote unquote be champion. Maybe I'm just supposed to be a B+ player. He put that out there. Let people know, hey, I know a lot of us want him to get there. Samoa Joe makes his entrance. He comes out, he pretty much tells the man, calls him out, pretty much say, hey, look, you can run around here and talk all this stuff, but hey, you want a sob story, you want these great people in Atlanta to feel bad for you, but at the end of the day, I'm still champion. Like, what you want to do about it? And then that's what he told that man, look, like I said, you didn't pin me. Now, I don't know when or where we're going to get it done one more time, but we're going to do it one more time. Trey said it. And then right then, that's when the kingdom came. I said, right again, this is when we got to get the kingdom back on track. Adam Cole. Yeah, Adam Cole. Yeah, because you got two guys. Everybody named Adam. We got 3 Adams in AEW. We got 3 Adams. We got Adam Cole, Adam Copeland, Hangman. That's 3 Adams, ladies and gentlemen. He come out there and talk about, well, Swerve, 1, you ain't supposed to be in this position. 2, we ain't gonna see you in there because 6 months. He ain't noticed. He said it. 6 months from now, you won't even be relevant, and you won't even be in the title picture. So more than likely, they kind of just told you how long we gonna have to wait. That's if Samoa Joe doesn't lose at Dynasty, because I thought the matchup between him and Wardlow would take place at Dynasty. No, we're doing this next week. So he confronted Samoa Joe about Wardlow potentially winning that championship. As he kept saying it, he was pointing directly at himself. Now, I don't know how clear Adam Cole is. I don't know. I do not know how clear he is. I don't know. But you know dang well he wants that shot. Listen, Wardlow won the match, but Adam Cole is like, no, it's mine. Hey, he playing this game up. It's one big old freaking game. Let me tell you something, man. So with them coming out there, and then they say, look, since you guys think you all there, how about we have ourselves a freaking tag team match next week between Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Swerve, and Samoa Joe. And then Swerve was like, well, first of all, I got your girl's number in my pocket, so we didn't even want to go there. I was like, oh my, listen, just the disrespect. Listen, cats was cooking each other all day, man. I got to give all 3 of them cats props. They was cooking each other. Swerve was like, no, he said, forget next week. You want to do this matchup? So look, I don't mind teaming up with Samoa Joe. I don't mind. Let's do it. And then Adam Cole was like, no, I said we're going to do the match next week. We're going to do it on my terms or something. Tony Schiavone was like, I just got word from Tony Khan. That matchup is about to start right now. You notice how a segment went from a segment to a situation that's concerned in the World Championship to a match. Boom. The structure of how you're supposed to do. You have a talking segment. The talking segment is supposed to lead to something. The lead to something turns into a matchup or whatever. That is wrestling one-on-one. The way how Tony Khan set the stage for the beginning of the show, you knew things were heading into the right direction. We got the matchup, and this was all about Swerve. This matchup was all about Swerve because I personally thought maybe Samoa Joe was going to turn on Swerve mid-match. That's what I was thinking. No. they actually allowed Swerve and Samoa Joe to win. And Swerve basically did most of the work, to tell you the truth. Swerve pretty much outdid everybody in that matchup. I mean, he had Matt Taven and Mike Bennett both looking like jokes right now. Even though they are the Ring of Honor tag team champs, he had both of them look like a silly joke. Pretty much was a handicap. Even though Samoa Joe got in there and did a couple of things, Swerve beat the brakes off of both of them and got the victory. So, and during the matchup, instead of going over to tag Samoa Joe in, he just looked at him and said, no, I got this myself. I got it. I'm good. So after the matchup, Warlow came out there, talk about, I'm coming for you. And then Swerve was too busy looking at Warlow, wasn't even paying attention to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe just snuck up right on him and choked the mess out of him. Just choked them out. I say, great opening segment, great match. I mean, this is what we do, start the momentum. All right, next on the line, I believe, is the TNT title picture. Christian Cage and them comes out. The family come out, and Killshot comes out, aka Luchasaurus. And he won against Daddy Magic. And people want to say, nope, that was not a random match, because if you watch the pay-per-view, he ran that man off. So that matchup made sense. I say that's how you do it. I say if you're going to do a random match, why? The random match must have some meaning behind it. Daddy Magic had chased off Luchasaurus at the pay-per-view at Revolution on Sunday night. So that matchup made perfect sense. And Daddy Magic tried to get a couple of licks in, but it just wasn't enough for Luchasaurus. So during the matchup, DG came out there trying to chase everybody off and everything. And as usual, all of them started beating the snot out of DG and Daddy Magic. I mean, it was just a beatdown. So they walk off. They acting like they celebrating because Luchasaurus destroyed Daddy Magic. And out of nowhere, no music, no nothing, I say perfect. You ain't always have to do the music all the time. Adam Copeland made this epic return and beat the snot out of Christian, chased them all the way out the building. That man literally stole somebody's Jeep or truck or whatever. He got on the mic and said, you know what, I'm tired of messing around with your BA. On March 20th, on Dynamite in Toronto, we're going to do this thing one more time. And it won't just be any old kind of match. It's going to be an I Quit match. I say, ladies and gentlemen, setting the stage. You're getting people to tune in. Why should we care? Why should we tune into this show? Why should we do this? Why? Meaning. There is meaning behind it. Tony Khan is waking the heck up. I don't know who's in that boy's ear, but TK, this is exactly what we need week in, week out. Meaning behind matches. Adam Copeland came in there and said, I want to whoop this fool's tail, and I'm going to do it on March 20th. Let you know, hey, we're going back to Toronto, and we're going to do the dang thing. I said, that's perfect. Perfect booking. So we got, who was there? Because I believe we got, Toni Storm. Toni Storm was talking. She talked to Renee about beating the snot out of Diana Perosa and all this stuff. And before she started talking, it was Mariah May dressed up like Tony again. And she's like, I got you, Renee. And you know how she do what she do, that little goofy act. Obviously, you know, she's, you know, we know where she's from. But she do this little weird Marilyn Monroe crap and all this stuff. And she's just rambling off and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, look, she got the character work down pat. I'm telling you. Now, here's the deal. We move forward. Who's next in line? Don't know yet, but we're going to find out. But I know Mariah May is going to be in action on Collision, if I'm not mistaken. After that, I believe it was the Young Bucks' turn. Now, here they go, pretty much making fun of how Tony Khan talked. Making fun of how TK talked. And clowning. I said, first of all, I'm like, why are y'all even happy? Y'all fools should be disgruntled. Y'all fools should be mad and sick. Y'all did all that work putting over Sting and Darby Allin. And y'all, I'm like, I'll be feeling some kind of way on the real. I genuinely be feeling some kind of way. But they say, we're going to come out here and we're going to talk about what's going on concerning the vacated tag team titles. Sure enough, they came out there. They talked about we're going to be entering in the tag team tournament. And we're going to win them doggone tag team titles at Dynasty. So the tournament is going to finish at Dynasty. There you have it. That's when Eddie Kingston came out there. Eddie Kingston came out. And he started going in again. Oh yeah, by the way, they quote unquote, they was the ones, since they the EVPs, they quote unquote suspended their friend Hangman, and then they quote unquote fired Kenny Omega for having diverse Lotus or whatever. And Eddie Kingston came out there getting into it with him. And then that's next thing you know, you heard the Rain Man's music. Kester Okada has made his AEW, well, I've obviously been on AEW multiple times, but he pulled up. Fans went berserk. Fans went crazy. He get out there, right? And you thinking he finna help out Eddie Kingston. Nope. That man basically lays out Eddie Kingston. I mean, he destroys that man. I said, ladies and gentlemen, there is your Triple Crown Championship match going into AEW Dynasty. Tony Khan straight up set up 3 matches. I'm going to talk about the other one in a minute. We got Chris Statlander versus my girl, Rio. Now, here's the deal. When I seen this matchup on the doggone show, I was saying to myself, okay, why are we doing this? Because you know how I do. I be like, TK, the random matches, we gotta have meaning to it. What's the match for? The match was a very good match because Rio's good. A lot of people don't be liking Rio because of how she look and her size and all that stuff. Her and Chris, they tore the house down. And the whole story behind the thing was because now that Chris is working with Stokely Hathaway, Stokely was literally giving her the gold on, because obviously whatever she was trying to do with Rio, she wasn't able to succeed. So he told her, like, hey, take it. And she took the doggone chain like she was ready to use it, but she threw it away. And due to all of that, Rio pulled the upset victory. She literally pulled the upset victory. I was like, wow. I said, this is crazy. She pulled the upset victory, ladies and gentlemen. And when she looked at Stokely, I'm talking about Chris, she looked at Stokely. She told that man, I can't stand you, and it's your fault why I lost and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, since Rio done got another victory, I wonder if this is a way for them to quote unquote set up her and Tony again. Because backstage, Willow had talked about how even though Chris came up short and I love Rio and everything, I'm going to go against her on Rampage and I know I can beat her. Rio finna get another victory, ladies and gentlemen. Rio is going to get another victory. Because Willow is not beating, she ain't beating, Willow is not beating Rio. We got a talking segment with, so we got 2 back-to-back promo videos from the House of Black. First is with Julia Hart. Julia Hart talking about the TBS title, and she talked about Chris, she talked about Willow, and I believe was Sky Blue standing there with her? No, she was by herself. And then House of Black all together cut a promo talking about Mark Briscoe and everything, about if Mark Briscoe want to pull up to Collision and get jumped, he can get jumped or whatever. And they whatever, man, they having a no DQ type of matchup on Collision or whatever. So right away after they cut their promo, Mark Briscoe cut his promo about he don't care if he had to go up there and get jumped by himself, he will. He wouldn't have beat the snot out of all of them. He said he cussed the devil out. He said the devil is a bee and all this crap and whatever. And then that's when Jay Lethal pulled up. I said, okay. He said, I got your back. He said, you know I'm your road dog. I got your back. And then he said, man, but don't bring that circus clown, Jeff Jarrett. He said, man, don't even worry about Jeff Jarrett. He said, he a butthole. He said, don't even worry about that fool. He said, I got you, man. Don't even worry about it. He said, we'll take care of these clowns. So apparently the matchup has been set. They gave you reason to why you should tune into freaking Collision. They gave you reason. This match, they let you know. They put in 1, 2, 3. If there's not having these matches just because, they're giving you a reason to. But he told him, trust me, I don't know what that means. I guess you just got to tune into Collision. What else transpired before we get to the main event? Darby Allin and Jay White giving you a reason as to why their matchup is going down to big business next week. Darby had talked to Tony, and he was, listen, let me tell you something about Darby Allin. Darby Allin is one crazy clown. And they kept mentioning about the dumb spot that happened because there's a lot of fans is mixed. There's mixed reactions on the spot that took place in Revolution. I told you Darby Allin is a grown man. He gonna do whatever the clown he want to do. Yes, fans, whatever. I'm like this. That's what they want to do. If they ones that want to quote unquote go through all that mess concerning fans getting hurt and they ain't got to go. That's on them. That's what they want to do. We can't stop them. We can have our takes on why they shouldn't do what they do, but it is what it is on that. So he talked about he can ready to climb Mount Everest, and the death rate of people who try to climb Mount Everest is 90-something%. Like, I don't think anybody's ever climbed it. I don't even understand why that man is even trying. Talk about this might be his last time and this might be his last match and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, Darby, you was a fool. Darby Allin's a clown. Then that's when Jay and them came out. Because again, a lot of fans been crying about Jay White looking like a joke in the Scissor Bang Bang gang and all this crazy crap. Now, when the music had hit, I literally thought, hey, wait a minute, is Juice back? I literally thought Juice was back. I'm not playing with you. I genuinely thought Juice Robinson was back. I thought he was back, but no, obviously he's not. He confronted that man, and they pretty much tried their best to get a reason as to why you should be excited for the matchup going in. Is the match gonna be good? Yeah, heck yeah. Because you got two great wrestlers. You got Jay White, you got Darby Allin. That's two completely different styles that are going to clash next week on Dynamite. They gave you a reason. Both of them got into each other's face, trying to like Jay. Let me tell you something about right now. Jay White is a tweener right now. I personally feel like him trying to play as the babyface, Jay White more than likely is better as a heel. True. So he kind of had to play that heel role. While Darby had the doggone bad as he was ready to beat the brakes off of both the guns and them. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, they gave you a reason to care about the match going in next week. So what is after that? I believe it's time for the main event. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something very important. No, it's time for the main event. So now it's Will Osprey versus Kyle Fletcher. And like I said, I wasn't the biggest Kyle Fletcher guy. I always said I feel like Kyle Fletcher shines better in the doggone tag team match. But he got in there with his homeboy Will Osprey, and they tore the house down. That might be one. Listen, TK know what he's doing when it's concerning pro wrestling. When I'm talking about wrestling matches as a whole, that boy just he know what he's doing. Kyle Fletcher and Will Osprey tore the freaking house down. They tore the house down. You got Don Callis on commentary, basically talking about how with him fighting every member in the group, this is just strengthening the bond and the whole family, and everybody is tight and all of this. And I'm like, yep, he's just going on and on and on the doggone commentary booth. And so these two are just whacking each other, flipping each other around and reversing moves over here. I'm like, it's just another level. You get in there, like I said, you get in the ring with doggone Will Osprey, man. That man, oh my goodness. I listen, you witnessed the dog. Listen, they gave you a matchup where you thought you was watching a pay-per-view or something. Will Osprey I don't know what it is. He just bring cats to the next level. And I'm like, this young man is good. Listen, you ain't gonna get one complaint from me talking about a Will Osprey. Does he hit hard? Yeah, he does. Because boy, was they whacking each other. They was tearing each other up. But my goodness, man, they tore each other up. And Kyle Fletcher had the match won a couple of times. He had you thinking that man he was gonna beat his guy. But nope. Like I said, there's levels to this. It is levels to this, ladies and gentlemen. It's levels to this on the real. It is levels to this. And Kyle Fletcher got the job done. So after the matchup, they embraced one another. And Kyle Fletcher's standing there. Next thing you know, Bryan Daniels' music hit. And everybody and their grandma was like, what the clown is going on here? I said, Tony Khan, don't you dare give it to us on free TV. Don't you dare. That is pay-per-view words. Don't you dare get into start the build up. Story build between these two getting it on. I don't want to see this on TV at all. I'm paying money to see this. Don't you dare put this on free TV. Bryan Danielson versus Will Osprey at Dynasty. Oh my good. Listen, start the story. And the fact that they came out and they just looked at each other and they fade to black. I say, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Khan gave you the recipe to how his shows should be booked week in, week out. There is absolutely no excuse. No excuse whatsoever. You gave us a banger of a television show. There was stories left and right. You got 3 potential matches going into Dynasty. Story building. I'm like, this is what you do. You got to get people to be intrigued. Get people to give a crap. That's all we ask, man. That's genuinely all we ask. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I listen. You know me. I come on here. I give you the honest truth about what I'm seeing. That was one of the best Dynamites I've seen in a very long time. Tony Khan woke the heck up and said, I got y'all. TK, keep this up. Keep this up, man. No more freaking games. And they kind of gave away a couple of matches that's finna happen on Rampage. So the tag team tournament stuff starts on Rampage. I believe it's a triple threat tag team match. I know the Martin brothers are in it, and I know Pentagon and them is in it, and I forgot who the other team was in it. And then there's another matchup that's happening on. I think the Young Bucks are gonna be on Rampage. I think, and then I know Willow was going down, so they kind of let you know what's gonna happen. Then they showed on Collision. Shane Taylor is going against Bryan. I know that. But ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. Like I said, you know me. If the show is whack, I'll tell you it's whack. If it's good, I'll tell you it's good. I'm not finna sugarcoat. Like I said, TK and them, they did their homework. The aftermath of Revolution kicked off the bill going into Dynasty. I was like, TK, keep this up. Keep it up, man. Keep it up and you're going to get praise. You give us trash, I'm going to destroy you. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button. And I'll talk to y'all cats later. It's your main man, Casey Field, King Self for Life, rest of the tapes. I'm gone.